Hold on. Oh yeah, that's it. Filming, rolling.
Hello guys, so this is just a vlog to help you with your personal professional development. That's due in on the 4th of May, which is very soon. Okay, it's supposed to be a Thursday, but I've extended it to the Friday, the day after, to get your physical folders into me. So just to clarify, nothing will be going through Turnitin on this submission, because it's going to be your folders. Okay, so for task 1, which I did go over with you in class, I think late last year, I don't have all my notes that I did on the board with you, but just to sum up, what you're going to be doing is all filling out outcome 1, which is your presentation. So you'll be comparing your personal values, assessing how personal values, culture and experience influence your job, and discussing how new developments and change to personal values can impact health and social care. So please do have a look at the assessment criteria, because it's quite specific as to what it's looking for. So the key bit is to compare, assess and discuss, as you can see that's highlighted there. Your PowerPoint should be about 10 to 15 slides max. Okay, so you're doing this for a conference for your workplace, so you've been asked to do some training for staff in your workplace. They're wanting a PowerPoint presentation looking at your values and how they can impact your job role. Okay, so PowerPoint 1 I thought should be kind of your learning outcomes very clearly mapped out in a PowerPoint. What is you going to achieve? Slide 2, definitions of values and ethics, what do they mean? Sarah Banks is very good with this. Neil Thompson's also equally good as well at helping look at what they are. PowerPoint 3, 4, 5 and 6, I thought some diagrams with some written bit of information would be really useful here, looking at where our values come from. So values could be about what your beliefs are. So it could be that you really believe in that respect is very important. If so, put that in there, it'd be really useful. Some other factors could help you with your culture, so where you're from, your origin, your experience. So yeah, everyone's had a complete different unique experience in their lives, so what could there be? So it could be from maybe separation, it could be from the education system we've gone through, school experience, all things like that. So that's what shapes us, make us who we are. Okay, so if you want to look at a bit more about the values and culture, just please do some reading there. That will help you have a better understanding on there, because what it's trying to say is that we've all got personal values that would pretty much affect us when we're doing our job. So if it's our religion, so if we're a strong Muslim practitioner, well, what's the beliefs if you're Muslim? How could that maybe affect you if you're working with somebody who's a Hare Krishna, for example, or as a strong Catholic? Because there'll be some differences there. So it's about trying to get to be mindful of what you believe in, where do they come from, and what kind of considerations and impact could that have on our job. Okay, so it's just becoming mindful, developing our awareness of who we are, what makes us us. Okay, so there you first pretty much your 4, 5, 6 slides there, what we need to see. Please look at the unit specification to see what we mean by values, what we mean by culture, for further explanation. Your next bit after, for slide 7, 8, is looking at the principles and values of supporting health and social care. So that would be your Healthcare Professional Council, your NMC, BASWA. So what are the professional codes of conduct, what are the support there? So for example, we have to make sure we facilitate clients' preferred communication style, about upholding trust and confidence in service users, safeguarding procedures, showing, demonstrating respect, having the best interests of service users at heart in decision making. So I don't want to just see a list of them copied from the HEPC. I want you to really put them in, really kind of put them into your own words, what they mean. Okay, so I don't want just copy and paste it, because I know every single word in the website for the HEPC. So use the kind of the key principle, but I want you to put it in your own words what that means. Okay, so I know you fully understand it. For later in your PowerPoint slides 7 and 8, I want you to think of some little case examples from your workplace to show, obviously, maybe a difficult, challenging situation you've had in your workplace. So, for example, case study 1 could be you was working with, it could be you were working with a client who's maybe going through wants an abortion at the hospital, but you're a strict Catholic and you don't really believe in abortions. that would be a very, very tricky situation to oversee and manage. So what would you do in that situation? So one of the slides is just explain a bit of detail about the person, what the procedure was, and then I want to see a bit of further synthesis and evaluation of looking at what would the tensions and difficulties be in that kind of situation. What would you have to be mindful of? How would the HCPC or NMC support you in that role? Okay, so I just want an awareness of looking at how that would impact you in your job. And then again, second case study, I like to think of another case scenario. So it could be that you're working with somebody who's a completely different race or ethnic origin to you. It could be that someone's got a different sexuality to you, or maybe like transgendered, could be gay, lesbian. You know, it's maybe the first time you had to work with somebody in that capacity who's very diverse to you. What would the issues be? You know, so it could be that maybe you had a very strict upbringing and quite close-minded, not really ever lived in a diverse community before. You know, so working with these clients who are very different could cause some, you know, some potential issues for you. So it's not just, for most people, they find that they're usually quite respectful of others and tolerant. That's great, but this is getting you to think about, be quite creative and trying to suggest some kind of difficulties for you. So it really shows that you understand the values of what's needed when working in health and social care. So be creative is my advice. With that, and your final slides in the PowerPoint, I just want you to sum up some of the key points throughout your training, your conference that you're going to be doing. So looking at obviously how training can help people develop their awareness of their values. It could be about doing a reflective journal. That's really useful for practitioners because it helps develop their self-awareness, get to explore potential issues and maybe how they can overcome them. Supervision. Okay, so I just want a final slide just to sum up what it is you've learned there and how you can develop the organisation to become much more respectful and demonstrate the necessary values of principal support in health and social care. So that's task 1. Task 2, you're going to do your SWOT analysis. You've hopefully got your questionnaire, your Belbin and Honey Munford. You'll have your CV in there, your action plans, which should be short, medium and long term, and you must include a review in there as well if there's a section in there that requires you to do that. What you need to do when doing your action plans, we just need to make sure they're smart. Okay, so your goals could be that I'll visit the library for 2 hours a week studying personal and professional development, or I'll book a tutor with JB for each semester 3 times throughout the year. So just try and please make sure they're smart, they're quite realistic when doing that. You'll also need to make sure as well your hour sheets enclosed in your folder, so 200 hours. It should be signed off by a manager. Your placement report will need to be completed. If you've not got it, please come and ask me. Your sheet from your podcast, so you should have a little signature sheet with Pearson on it attached, which will also need to be included as well. And just looking at some of the books that will help you for this module, we've got the Diploma Leadership in Health and Social Care, which is absolutely fantastic. It's really, really good. So please use this if you've not used it already. People skills, we've got these in a library. It's got everything about personal professional development. Very, very easy to use, so you can have this one as well. Pamela Trevithick, fantastic. It's all about practice skills. And also Chris Beckett and Horner looking at theories for health and social care as well. Okay, so that's it for this vlog. For the next one, we'll be looking at the next and final task for the PPD.